Okay, today we are going to do a little bit of a review on 5.9, and then we're going to continue into 5.10. So I want to start with just reminding you what we learned in 5.9, which was if I have y plus 7 times y plus 4, we learned two different ways on how to do this. The first way is, remember, we are going to double distribute. So I distribute the y and I get y squared, and then I distribute again and I get plus 4y. Then I distribute the second number, which I get plus 7y, and then I get plus 28. When I simplify that, I get y squared plus 11y plus 28. Now, each of these has a special name. When it's squared, we call this what? Does anybody remember? Starts with a Q. A quadratic. The quadratic term is squared. And you're left with, so when I have a binomial times a binomial, notice we get a trinomial. Okay? Does everybody remember what a binomial is? Okay, two terms. What is a trinomial? And we said most of the time, when we multiply a binomial times a binomial, we get a trinomial. Okay, so the first term is a quadratic term. What do we call the second term? Who remembers? Yes, it's a linear term. A linear term is when it is to the first power, right? Remember, we'd have like y equals mx plus b, where x was to the first power. We didn't write it, and it created a line. In this case, the second term is to the first power. We don't write the 1, but it's there. And then the last term, when we multiply a number times a number, we get what's this called? Constant. A constant term. So I need you to know that terminology, the quadratic, the linear, and the constant. Now, the shortcut to all of this is, I'm going to erase this part right here. The shortcut to when I have something, let's just take any old one. Let's do y plus, 7 times y plus 5. So the shortcut that I taught you in 5.9 is, since this and this is the same, we square it. What does it become? Y squared. Right? And then we know that the middle one is going to be to the first power. We still write it. The coefficient, the way we get the coefficient is, what do I do with these? What did I do with these to get this coefficient? We added them. So add the two numbers, and what does that make? And we make it's the coefficient of the linear term. And what am I doing to get this last term? We multiply the last two numbers, and what do we get? Plus 35. Make sure you're using your signs. So is everybody remembering that? Okay. So on the first one, we said it was y squared plus 11y. Let's do one more. What's the first one going to be?
M squared.
M squared. The middle term?
Plus 8m.
No. What do I do with these for that linear term? So what does it become? Plus what?
10.
10m. And then the last term?
It's going to be 16.
Plus 16. I need a sign with it. Let's do this one. The first one, Dion. Sorry. Let's go. Next one. First term.
X squared.
X squared. Middle term.
Plus 2x.
Plus 2x. Notice he did positive 6, negative 4. And then the last term?
Plus minus 24.
Minus 24. You got it? Okay, everybody pause the recording and finish the rest. Go. Okay, I'm not sure if we did number 3, but it's x squared plus 2x minus 24. What did you get, Mike, for number 4?
Well, I got
just the answer.
T squared minus 4t minus 60.
Good. Next one, Grant.
For number 5, I got x squared minus 9x plus 20.
Good. Next one, number 6. Go.
I got x squared minus 5x minus 24.
Good. Next one, go.
Oh, y
Elise.
squared minus 16y plus 63.
Good. Okay, next one, go.
I got x squared minus 9x minus 22.
Good. Now, I want you to notice, keep it in the order that it was given in the binomial. So what's going to come first will be the constant term. So 2 times 7 is 14, right? The last one, m times m, is going to be that negative m squared. And then notice, to get my middle term, we multiply the inner is positive 7m. And the outer will be minus 2m. What does that make? What does that make? Plus or minus? 5m. Be comfortable doing it in this order. Number 10. Who wants to do it? Go.
24 minus 10k plus k squared.
10k plus k squared. Good. Questions? Are you comfortable with that? Now, when we are doing, I want to go over. Back in my day, we used FOIL. FOIL works great when you have a binomial times a binomial. I know many young teachers that don't like that term because really it only applies to multiplying a binomial times a binomial. If by chance you get a 2x plus 6 times 3x squared plus 2x plus 1, then we can no longer FOIL. There's not first, outside, inside, last. So that's why teachers kind of prefer double distributing. I distribute this to all the terms, and then I distribute this to all the terms, and then we simplify. Do you understand? It's basically the same, especially when you're doing binomial times binomial. You're still FOILing, but teachers these days kind of tend to like the term double distribute. All right, when you have a coefficient, there's no special shortcut for this. You just have to double distribute. So I'm doing 2x times x is what?
2x squared.
Good, 2x squared. And then I'm doing 2x plus 6 makes plus 12x. And then I'm going to do 3 times x is plus 3x, and 3 times this is plus 18. We combine like terms and we get 2x squared plus 15x plus 18. Does that make sense? Okay, I'd like you to try 12 and 13. Go. Pause the recording. Okay, what did we get for number 12? 12. How about Julia?
I didn't finish.
Number 12 you didn't finish? Okay, pause. Okay, we're going to try it together. So when we're multiplying k and 2k, what do we get?
2k to the second.
Good. And then when I multiply k times negative 7, what do I get?
Negative 7k.
Yep. And then when I multiply 5 times 2k, what do I get?
Negative 10k.
Good. And then when I multiply 5 times negative 7,
35.
positive or negative? Positive. Negative times negative makes a positive. And then we combine our like terms. So I get 2k squared. What does negative 7k and negative 10k make, Julia?
Negative 17k.
Good. And then plus 35. Okay, next one, go. Eitan.
You get 2m squared
Uh-huh.
plus, minus 5m. Minus 5m, plus 16, plus 12m. Minus 30.
And what does it simplify to?
2m squared, plus 7m n minus 30.
Good. You get the answer? You get the idea? Okay, so now we're going to look at some special situations in special binomial. This is 9. No, let me get the other one. All right. Today's lesson, 510, is on. I'm going to stop this and start the next lesson on a separate video.